some don't take that as a...
No, I'm not worthy. That's, on the other hand, it does say speak to left.
Good evening, one and all. Good evening to all those people who are watching us at home as well for our annual AJEX service in honour of the Association of Jewish Ex-Service Men and Women, and also at the same time think of those people who are current serving servicemen and women as well. We think very much of our good friend Philip Lester, who has been a member of here and also of our Lincoln Synagogue, serving in the Army of the Air Force. You can make of that what you want, who was here last year with us. And we think of all of those who are still serving our country at this time. We begin our service on page 69, and would you please rise? To push it, it's okay. No. Get up, there we go.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם קידשנו במצוותיו.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת. שבת שלום. Foot of the page we read together. Happy is the people by whom the Sabbath is sanctified. Happy are those who rejoice in its blessing, for it comes with a message of God's abiding love, as one who brings good tidings and publishes peace. Kad mafana betoda bizmirot narialo ki el gadol Adonai umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher biado mechrei haaretz to'afot harim lo asher lo hayam v'chu asavu ובשת ידיו יצרו בואו נשתחווה ונכרע נברכה לפני אדוני עוזנו כי הוא אלוהינו ואנחנו אמר איתו וצאן ידו היומים בקולו תשמעו. Sing a new song to the Eternal One. Sing to your Creator, all the earth. Sing to the Eternal One, praise God's name. Proclaim God's salvation from day to day. Declare God's glory among the nations, God's wonders among all the peoples. For great is the Eternal One and greatly to be praised, to be revered above all other gods. For all of them are mere idols, but the Eternal One made the heavens. Honor and majesty are in God's presence. Strength and beauty in God's sanctuary. Acclaim the Eternal One, all races and peoples. Acknowledge God's glory and might. Worship the Eternal One in the beauty of holiness. Tremble in God's presence, all the earth. Declare among the nations, God reigns, the world stands firm. God judges the peoples with justice. Let the heavens be glad and the earth rejoice. Let the sea and all that fills it roar our presence. Let the field exult and all that is in it. Let the trees of the forest shout for joy before God, who comes to rule the earth, to rule the world with righteousness and the peoples with truth. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zacho, b'diborecha hishmianu. Echam yuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litchilam. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelecha hakimako. Haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof mahasei b'machashvat kila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorori kiva hore, gumi ori, shida peri, kavod Adonai, Allah yechnikla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Go'i shalom, ateret bala gam b'simcha, u'v'tzocho la'atoch emunei am sekula. Bo'i chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise as we turn to page 92. Page 92. Baruchu et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, leolam va'ed. Please be seated. At the end of those, okay. Jack, sit down. What's Jack doing? I think you've confused Jack now, Brian. What do you want Jack to do? Jack, just hang on a second. We're going to do this at the end of the service. It's fine. I'm in control, Brian. Please take a seat, Jack. Thank you. Yeah, no. I promise not. There we go. You're going to be waiting for a few moments, so make yourself comfortable. Anyway, let us read our evening prayer. We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness, and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. We praise you, O God, whose word makes evening full. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha rahavata, Torah to mitzvot, ukimu mishpatim, otanu lemadata. Akin Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem Ameinu. Uvachem nege yoman v'layla, nege yoman v'layla. Yachavatecha al tasor, mimenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please rise. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Ba'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol ma'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzabacha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'o. V'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshaltam la'ot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot beineinecha, u'chtabtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'vish arecha. Le'man tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, V'tem kadoshim lelohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher chotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. Please be seated. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone, eternal one, are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You have freed us from oppressors and delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt forever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly we accepted your rule. Then, full of joy, we sang together. Mi chamocha balim Adonai, mi chamocha neta b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, Adonai imloch leolam ba'ed. And it has been said, the Eternal One has delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chayim, u'faros aleinu zukat shalomecha, takenenu be'etzah tova milefanecha, v'hoshinu l'man shemecha, v'hagen ba'adeinu, v'haseh me'aleinu oyev deve, v'cheret v'rav v'yakov, בצל כנפיך, תסתירנו, כי אל שומרנו ומצילנו אתה, כי אל מלך חנון ורחום אתה, ושמות צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל יושבי תינו. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiati techilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiati techilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth shall declare your praise. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth shall declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanura, El Elyon. גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באחווה. מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוה מבלעדיך. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש. Page 100, we continue together. My God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments, and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, eternal one, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of the Sabbath. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel, and in your love accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. Praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. We continue. We give thanks that you, Eternal One, are our God. You are the God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your keeping, the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael v'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Praise you, O God, the source of peace. Our mouths, meditations of our hearts, be acceptable to you, O God, our rock. Iful ratzon, imre fi, iful ratzon, imre fi, v'hegyon libi, lefanecha, v'hegyon libi, lefanecha, Adonai tzuri, v'goali, Adonai tzuri, v'goali. I invite the Association of Jewish Ex-Servicemen and Women members to come up, and anybody else who is remembering their ancestors and feels that they would like to come up to represent them onto the bima. Jonathan, I would really like it if you would come up tonight. Tonight is the first the art site of our member Betty Collick. And Betty would have been here without fail, isn't that right, Jonathan, at the Ajax service and stood on the bima with us. So Jonathan, please, in particular, please do come up to be with us on the bima. Jack, now let's go. With the rest of you.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. The going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember.
When you go home, tell them of us, say, your tomorrow we gave out.
Thanks for your life, for our lives, for what, for very peaceful society we live in today. Take us a moment to pause and think of all of those lives were lost, service, back. I'm immensely fortunate to be blessed with a wonderful congregation and wonderful friends. And just last week, our friends Debbie and John were round at our house, and Debbie read to me something which was so powerful that I asked whether she wouldn't mind reading this tonight as well. I'll let her explain the background, and we're so delighted that our member Debbie is here tonight to address us very appropriately on this Ajax service.
Thanks, Erin. So I'm proud and privileged to stand here and contribute to this memorial by reading excerpts from a diary written by a First World War RAF soldier. The soldier's name was Hyman Cohen, and he was my great-grandmother's brother, and the son of Anna and Davis Cohen, my great-great-grandparents. Hyman died, aged 20, on the battlefield in France, just a few days before the armistice. We read that his war story begins on the 2nd of February 1918, when his parents were notified of his admission to hospital for a mild quinsy, like a sore throat. And it's during his recovery that he starts writing a diary on the 21st of February 1918. Transcribing the 8 months of his 1918 diary was a Herculean task undertaken by my Auntie Alex, who I hope is watching this online in Canada at the moment. Transcribing his diary and deciphering his tiny handwriting in pencil in a beautiful but unfamiliar Edwardian script took her many months, working with an illuminated magnifying glass. Censorship may have dictated what servicemen were permitted to disclose in their letters, and maybe in their diaries too, which might explain why his diary tells us so little about himself. The content of the diary reveals a description of his routine. He uses language familiar amongst the troops at the time, referring to the enemy as Fritz or the Huns. However, we do get a glimpse of the kind of person he was and an insight into what he would have been like had he survived. On the 6th of June 1912, a school report states, Hyman Cohen has attended this school for the last 7 years. He is thoroughly well up on his classwork and particularly good in mathematics. He is regular, punctual, willing and obliging, and in every way a most satisfactory boy. I have great pleasure in recommending him for apprenticeship to your board, and that was at Gravel Lane School, London County Council. And in March 1917, we have a reference about his character. It was written by David D. from the Hutchinson House Club for Working Lads. The club was dedicated to ironing out the ghetto bend, football integration, and Jewish Anglicisation. He wrote, Mr. H.A. Cohen has been a senior member of this club for 8 years, and I found him to be honest, trustworthy, and thoroughly reliable in all his undertakings, and I can recommend him in any position of trust. I've always found him intelligent, quick, and reliable in carrying out orders. When his diary begins in early 1918 and while in hospital, he was well enough to do some gardening in the hospital grounds, which he seemed to enjoy. He was then returned to active service as a radio operator by the end of March 1918, reporting on enemy activity, living in the trenches on the front line, and uncomplainingly making the best of things. I will now read just a few excerpts from his diary. Saturday, 23rd of February, 1918. Saw a medical officer in the morning and told him about pains in the back. Had back seen to and remarks added to my card. Received 4 letters. After dinner went for small job for gardening in sister's quarters. Given drink of tea, then went for work. Most enjoyable. After finishing was given tea in the garden and found it rather a treat. Came back to ward at 4:10 and tea was waiting for us. Served supper. Cough very bad. 2 weeks later, on the 6th of March, he writes, Weather overnight rather frosty. Sun comes out very early and makes day very bright and warm. Guns heard distinctly booming away in the far distance. Resumed work in garden as usual, finished 4 o'clock, came into ward, had a few games with chaps and went to bed. Lovely moony night. Fritz comes over. Guns welcome him and no bombs are dropped. All clear signal goes very soon afterwards. Fritz again disturbs sleep and after a while retreats owing to the heavy welcome of the aunties. Got to sleep finally at 12 midnight. Towards the end of the month, on Sunday 24th of March, rose at 7:30, dressed, cleared up and went to a new billet for breakfast, or billet, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Paraded for pay at 10:30, got paid 20 francs, 30 operators sent up to frontline immediately. Great excitement caused. Started at 12 with 2 days' rations, packed kit and went to lorry to process straight away. Pulled up just before St. Paul for dinner. All civilians at St. Paul evacuating due to raids. Heard various rumours about advance. Very exciting on road owing to everyone evacuating. Many houses destroyed on the road from raids the previous day. His diary entries continue like this. He describes parades, inspections, digging trenches, games of football, getting paid, receiving and writing letters, and overhauling equipment. On Thursday, 25th of July 1918, he writes, got up at 8:30 and had breakfast. Weather fair, but no planes yet working. Our division goes over in front at 10 punctually. Very heavy barrage put up, and saw some from Crest outside. SOS from Fritz up. Our planes keep enemy planes back, and we pursue. 3 of them down. Prisoners caught. Everything goes well. Off duty between 1 and 5 p.m, back again after tea. Weather, next generation longitudinal redundancy check. Half an hour later, weather brightens and machines come out. Great activity of our machines in working for observation. Great radio jamming owing to big amount of planes working. Closed up at 9:40 and made some supper. Received parcel from home, writing pad and cigs. That was his last entry. He died on the 2nd of September, just weeks before the end of the war. We don't know how he died or exactly where, and Auntie Alex thinks we can only assume that he died while on duty during one of the frequent enemy bomb attacks. The following letter was received by his parents, exact date unknown, from the regimental paymaster to Mr. Cohen. I regret to state that information has reached the office of the death of A.M.H. Cohen of the RAF. The separation allowance and allotment of pay now being issued to you will continue to be issued for a period of 26 weeks from that date of notification of death. My grandma, Renee Myers, on marrying into the family, was told that Hyman's parents never accepted his death. They never sat shiva for him. They never spoke of him. They were so overwhelmed by grief for the remainder of their lives, and my mum, Andy, who was very close to her grandma Ada, Hyman's sister, never heard his name mentioned from her. In 1995, my grandparents, Renee and Jack, wrote to the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, who were able to locate Hyman's grave, and they were told, Air Mechanic 2nd Class H. Cohen, 58523, serving with the Royal Air Force, 291st Attached Brigade, dies on 2nd of September 1918, and is buried. And they visited his grave that summer. Thank you for listening to his story tonight. I think it's so important that he's remembered by his family, and that he and other fallen soldiers are honoured by everyone here at this special service. There's a copy of a photo of him is being handed around for those of you who wish to take a look at this handsome, dapper young man whose life was cut short so tragically.
Thank you so much to Debbie. The chance mention of this. Thank you very much indeed from Canada to Canada. Thank you for allowing us to just hear a little bit of these wonderful excerpts from this unremarkable in some respects diary, but the real life and some things, the real life of somebody who lived through during World War I. Thank you so much to all of the family being here tonight to share this. We now turn for our concluding prayers to page 520. To page 520, and please rise. Aleinu l'shabech la'adon hakol, la'tei gdula li'otzeh bereshit, asher sam chelkeinu li'ached et shemo, v'gor aleinu la'hamlich malchuto. Anachnu koreim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchech hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu noteh shemayim v'yosed aretz u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim ima'al v'shchinatu zo b'govhei maromim u'Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes zulato k'katuv b'torato v'yadata hayom v'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim ima'al va'al ha'aretz mitachat ein od. Trusting in you, eternal God, we hope soon to behold the glory of your might, when false gods will vanish from our hearts and idolatry cease forever. Help us to perfect the world by bringing it under your unchallenged rule, when all will invoke your name, relinquish evil and turn to you alone. May all who dwell on earth come to know that to you every knee must bend and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you let them humble themselves, and to your glorious name let them give honor. Let all submit to your sovereign rule. May that time come soon and last forever. For ultimate sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory. As it is written, the Eternal One shall reign forever. And it has been said, the Eternal God shall rule over all the earth. On that day the Eternal God shall be one, and known to be one. Vayom hachu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Try that one again next week. The growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who live faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. Even when they are gone, the departed are with us. They inspire us to live as in their higher moments they themselves sought to live. On this Shabbat, we recall the yahrzeits in our community of Baron Barnett Harris, the grandfather of Sharon Goldstein and Phil Stone, of Betty Collick, the mother of Jonathan and Judith, grandmother of Florrie and great-grandmother of Mossy, of Brenda Shaw, the mother-in-law of Tony and grandmother of Alison Elton, Dorothy Cashman, the mother of Sharon Phillips and Jackie Narden, Erna Beginski, the mother of William, Arnaz Jalali, the mother of Navid, Florence Kluwer, the mother of Susie Vanna, Maisie Freeman, the mother of Cynthia Drapkin and Olivia Freeman, Marion Stubbins, the wife of Ted and mother of Christina, Victor Kano, the father of Sue Katz. We're saddened by the death this week of our member Stella Stockdale Goodman, the wife of Alex, mother of Anna. We remember them and all we hold in our hearts at this moment at this special service. They remain in our hearts. They are a continual blessing. for which we give the deepest thanks. We say together over the page. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. V'hei shemei Rabbah mavarach le'olam ulalmei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitada v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. V'hei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol b'nei Adam, v'imru amen. May great peace descend from heaven, and abundant life be granted to us, to all Israel, to all humanity. Let us say. Please be seated. I feel really blessed to be part of a community like this that has special services like this and does things sometimes slightly out of the norm. Sometimes we do things unrehearsed, and we're just grateful that we're together as a community. And thank you to all of those members of the choir who just come along to these services week in, week out pretty much. Thank you for helping us with our services. From the sublime to somewhat more ridiculous, next Friday night, we have taken advantage of the fact that Rabbi Leah knows everything to do with the World Zionist Organization, and if everyone wanted to know about Zionist plots or anything, she's the one who knows, I think, all about it. She's quite remarkable. And she realized that that El Al pilots, stewards, etc., are offered when they're on layovers to come and speak in communities. So next week, we have some El Al stewards and pilots coming to be with us for our Friday night service. It's going to be quite a musical one as well. You're welcome to join us, Carl, if you fancy bringing a guitar along. And a falafel dinner as well. We do need you to book. All the details are on the weekly bulletin so that we know how many people we're actually buying falafel for. Unfortunately, the nearest Israeli falafel is quite a long way away, so we're doing Lebanese, but hey-ho, we're pro-peace and pro-everybody. Deeper things, we have a talk next week. One of our members, Dr. Robert Cohen, is one of the leading thinkers relating to issues such as anxiety and depression. He's going to be speaking here next week at 8 p.m. Please do join us. I think already 60 people have already booked. So please do come and along. It will be a fascinating evening. I'm sure quite moving for ourselves as well. Just as tomorrow morning I'm telling you more out of interest that you know what's going on in the synagogue as well. Our member Laura Herman is running another session for the Cheder parents around parenting skills and especially focusing on teenage mental well-being. If anybody fancies getting a little bit muddy, then I'll be delighted for them to join me this Sunday on Croxley Common Moor as part of our Mitzvah Day activities with scrub bashing, which I can tell you is very, very good fun. My dad would be here coming along if he were here at this moment in time. We've been for the last couple of years, and the Friends of Croxley Common Moor love us coming along. We sort of double is not the word. I think we sort of probably, I don't know the word for it, probably at least 10 times the number of normal volunteers they have when we suddenly, the Jews, turn up on Croxley Common Moor, scrub bashing. It's great physical labour. There's a fire, big fire going, so you can warm yourself up, and the Friends provide very good jacket potatoes when we have a little break. So do come along if you fancy joining me on Croxley Common Moor. We're meeting at 9:45 at Croxley Station. And finally, just to say, if you are interested in attending the Ajax parade on Sunday at the Cenotaph, it is at 2:30 p.m. I understand that to be in the parade nowadays you need to book a place, so that one needs to do that ahead, but there's no reason why one can't come along just to support Ajax at the parade on Sunday. One other thing I did forget as well. So many different things. I don't know how one designates a particular day or week, but this is also Interfaith Week. And tomorrow morning, I'm delighted to welcome Pastor Rich Lowe-Blake, who is the pastor of the Baptist Church in Useley. We connected about 18 months ago and have become good friends and traded different thinking. On Sunday night, I'm going to be going to speak to the churches and congregants of Useley, and Rich is coming here tomorrow morning to preach. So please do feel free to come along and enjoy that. Who knows what we're going to get, but and who knows what they're going to get with me going there. But that's the joy of, I guess, Interfaith, and it seems to fit quite well, actually, in coinciding with Mitzvah Day, Shabbat, and weekend. Let us conclude in a relatively familiar way. Yeah, whenever you want. Adon olam Hashem alach, b'terem kol yetzir nivra, le'et nasa v'chetzo kol, azai melech shemo nikra, ve'acharei kichlot hakol, leva'ato yimloch nora, v'hu haya, v'hu hoveh, v'hu yeh b'tifara. Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni, lehamshilo lehachbira, beli reshit, beli tachlit, velo ha'oz ve'hamizra. Ve'hu eli ve'hai goali, ve'tzochev li be'et tzara, ve'hu nisi u'manos li, menat kosi be'yom ekra. Be'ya'ado avkidruchi, be'et ishan be'ha'ira, ve'im ruchi gaviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. Please rise. Into your hand we place our souls. Sleep awake, for you are near, and with our souls, our bodies too. You are our God. We shall not fear. Shabbat Shalom.